Hey everybody, my name is Sean Caughron with the Chester Paul Company, a division of Elbi of America, and today I am joined with Augustin Pavel from Axeon Water Technologies. How you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is an exciting partnership that Chester Paul and Axeon are jumping into, and I think it's going to be super beneficial for the dealers. But before we get into that, I think I've known you for 20 plus, maybe 25 years.
Yep.
Both of us had family businesses. You're still a family business. Can you tell us a little bit how you ended up here today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually joined the company in 2003. My father had founded the company in 1989, and he looked to exit and retire. And so I came in really into a business that was strictly just manufacturing commercial products, membranes, systems at the time, and then just really focused and honed in on that and really tried to grow the business in those categories. And today I'm proud to say that Axeon really leads the market in the commercial industrial segments with just the sheer volume of systems that we produce, several thousand commercial industrial systems a year, and pretty much supporting distributors like your guys yourselves around the world in over about 35 different markets. So really been able to expand and get our reach in the marketplace.
35 markets, you meaning like 35 industries or types of industries?
35 markets, which they probably have I don't know, more than a dozen applications within each market.
Right.
So just a variety of uses.
Yeah, I want to hop into like applications, but we'll do that here in a minute.
Sure.
My observation of yourself and Axeon over the last 20 years has been just a lot of growth and a lot of professionalism. I mean, you guys came from you were originally in Fallbrook, I think, when I first...
Yeah. Actually, a backyard. So we started in our backyard and in our garage, then graduated to a little bit larger commercial facility. At one point, having 3 facilities kind of tethered together and
I remember.
working, and then we consolidated in late 2011 in Temecula, California. And today we have all of our operations located there, and manufacturing, research and development, sales, marketing, everything like that.
Yeah, it's a well-run machine in the facility. It's probably the most professional, or definitely the most professional commercial RO manufacturing facility that I've ever seen in the industry.
Thank you.
So big props. You weren't just...
we have an awesome team, honestly. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, absolutely. And you weren't just coming in cruising, staying status quo. The whole entire line has changed over the 20 years, and the innovation on just all membrane systems is pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of that goes to our customers with the feedback that we get from the market. A lot of times trying to pretty much fit the need and being able to deliver a product consistently. So I would probably extend that to our customers. They've made us a better company over the years.
Sure.
Just with the high standards and the different types of requirements they put upon us. So that's pretty much contributing.
So we're talking to you, and that's actually why we're here today, is our partnership. He mentioned that feedback from the customers was important.
Yep.
And we understand, both Augustine and myself, that you can get, a commercial RO. And when we're talking commercial ROs here today, we're talking 2 to 16,000 gallons a day. And so we understand you can get these, at various places and various qualities. But what I think, and I think we agree on, that the uniqueness of this partnership is Chester Paul knows distribution. We have 3 facilities across America. We're stocking product, and we're putting together a modular plug and play. So if you just need an RO, you just buy the RO. If you need pre-treatment, post-treatment, you're able to pick and choose, and it's all in stock, and it's going to ship right away. You're the best manufacturer I know of commercial ROs, and you're going to work on always, continued quality, continued innovation, and the highest level of manufacturing, where we can focus on just getting the right product to the customers in a timely fashion.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they go, and especially in the WQA realm or the marketplace that Chester Paul mostly participates in, they'll call to order they'll quote a job for a commercial RO, not knowing what the lead time is, and then have to come back to the customer. And I'm sure this has happened to many of you listening.
Correct.
Have to come back to the customer with, it's going to be 3 or 4 weeks before we're going to be able to install
Correct.
it. So I think one of the big value adds that we're offering is stock in Pennsylvania, stock in Texas, and stock in California.
After COVID, we saw a lot of change in the marketplace where expectations were a little bit different, and they have that need that needs to pretty much be executed upon just faster.
Yep.
And so there's 2 things with your distribution network. Not only your location and strategic placement of your hubs, but also just the transit time for shipping. So again, a lot of dealers will benefit from that, and they'll be able to get product quicker.
Yeah, and you know, not to plug everything else we do, but we have a full range of products that they can bolt on. So it's not a singular relationship they need. We can add value. You know, if you're already buying John Guest fittings or different residential type components, now you can add your commercial RO, pre and post treatment, chemical injection. We'll get into the product offering here in a bit, but the strength of the 2 of us working together, and then with the Elbi of America Chester Paul network, it definitely adds value.
Correct.
And that's why we're sitting here today announcing the new partnership. Let's get into the units. So
Absolutely.
the basic on the ROs, we're offering 2 to 16,000 gallon a day.
Yep.
What would you identify as a handful of the key features and benefits?
Okay. Well, the N series, which is these systems here, that's one of our most popular systems. One of the biggest features is that the design, it's a utilitarian design, so that we really took into account the dealer and how they have to access the system for the initial startup, the initial setup and maintenance, ongoing maintenance. So the frames are opened up in the back, so it's really easy access. They can get to all the different componentry if anything is needing to be configured or replaced. And that right there just makes it easy to work on. The second thing...
They don't have to go get their friend with little tiny hands and,
correct.
even smaller wrenches to get in there and work on something.
Yeah, we know these aren't always installed in an open area, so a lot of times it's a small room or a facility by the boiler or something down in a basement. So space is everything, and so having that smaller footprint is key. Making it easy to access things so they can get a wrench in there or some tools, that makes it that much better as well. The other thing is we actually manufacture the frames out of aluminum, so it's 6062 aluminum, then with an epoxy powder coated finish, and that helps contribute for corrosion resistance. So you're not going to have rust.
You're not going to have rust.
Yeah, most of the competition will use a carbon steel because it's cheaper, but then if you scratch the frame or if there's any type of chemical reaction, you'll have rust start coming off of the frame over time. Yeah.
Speaking of, I guess it's a good point. So there's obviously other players in the commercial RO space. Some are importing directly from China.
Yep.
Some bring in all the bits and pieces and then screw it together in their facility. Really without much testing or without a lot of quality control.
Correct.
Everything on this unit has gone through an Axeon spec.
Correct.
Gets QC'd in California.
Yep.
And built here in the USA.
Correct.
I mean, that's just night and day compared to the majority of the other people out there.
Correct. Every single system will go through our wet testing process. It's a 3,000 square foot wet test facility within our manufacturing.
Right.
And these systems are going through a static pressure test, and we ship the membranes dry with the unit, external from the unit, just so they don't wake up any water.
Yep.
But we will go ahead and sanitize the systems, wipe them down, drain them, make sure that they're ready to go. And these systems are made for distribution because, again, our partners are around the world. We don't know necessarily where they're going. So they'll go ahead and be set up like that. Our other pieces of equipment, we have performance testing, which is available for an additional cost.
Sure.
And that's where we run the system for an hour. We'll actually preserve the system, kind of like pickling it in a sense.
Yeah.
And then the membrane performance data is given with the unit. So
Correct.
that's just an added benefit for some companies that want the data on the site.
Yeah, that's more for somebody that's meeting a very a narrow specification.
Correct.
This is for somebody that needs commercial grade RO water, very similar or almost, if not exactly the same quality, but without such a stringent specification for that water, which is 90% of the jobs.
There'll be a lot of them.
And components on here, we're not using the cheapest thing available.
No, by no means. So we have a very good partnership with Grundfos. So on these systems, we feature the Grundfos CM1 pumps, and it's an all stainless steel pump, very high quality. We all know that Grundfos is one of the leading brands. You can get parts anywhere in the world for those pumps. We then use a genuine Pentair or Tech, I guess, however it's referenced, filter housing, and we put that there as a protection to the pump, and then it's fitted with a 5-micron sediment filter. After that, a lot of the componentry that you'll see, the flow meters, the pressure gauges, even the pressure vessels, those are all designed by Axeon. So we actually will use industry standards, and we will design our own componentry, and then we either manufacture it ourselves or have a contract manufactured, all of it to a certain particular spec that we, on the incoming side, scrutinize very deeply and make sure that it's 100% before it gets into our production. So down to the membranes, which we manufacture, some of the membranes in our Southern California location. Others, we have other locations we produce, but every component on there is definitely qualified.
Speaking of membranes, what are these systems rated at pressure-wise? The standard.
Sure. Yeah. We don't charge extra for upgrading to the extra low energy, but that's where the industry trend is going. Lower energy, savings, efficiency. So we put the 100 psi XE1 4040s in there. That's one of Axeon's newer membranes.
Yeah.
They're fiberglass wrapped. Excellent membrane.
Anti-scaling.
Yeah, very good properties.
Yeah.
The flat sheet itself has a unique property to prevent and help with scaling.
Help is a better way. Or reduce scaling.
Reduce scaling. We have to be careful with how he's doing
I know better. Every system comes with a recirc.
Concentrate recycle, yeah. So we have that. That's, again, it can be used majority of the time, like you mentioned. Sometimes if they don't need it or they can't use it, they can just close it.
Turn it off.
But you can get up to about 75% recovery on these systems, depending on the water quality and the pretreatment that you have.
So when we say efficiency, it's what pressure we're running the system at, which takes into effect how much power we're using, how much we're boosting pressure out of the Grundfos pump, and then how much we're recircling back into the system.
TDS.
And the feed TDS.
Yep. And we can help too if you have clients and customers that don't know how they should operate or configure the unit. We can get information from you on just a questionnaire, and then be able to provide you with an optimal way to set up that unit so that it runs 100% for them.
There's going to be a piece of literature, a brochure that's going to be attached in the notes on this, with a QR code as well that you can pick up, and you'll be able to filter through that yourself to figure out if you need something that's custom, where you've got just garbage feed water, or if you're running on municipal water, 15 grains hard, maybe 700 TDS. What should I do for pretreatment? Do I need to remineralize on the post end, or should I use chemical injection?
One tip that I tell and I advise our customers is that the specification sheets are designed with a min and a max. If you fall within the min and the max, it's good to go. You can buy it and install it, and you should be fine. If it falls out of any of those values, then definitely reach out to your sales representative, and then they'll work with us at the factory to make sure that we take into account whatever that factor is. Just so the unit, we want to make sure everything's 100% in the field, and we know RO technology, by the nature of it, can be affected by so many different variables. So
absolutely,
we try to account for everything.
Well, and you're going to get a lot of that in this partnership. You've got Chester Paul with a lot of knowledge and experience with RO. We mostly focus on RO and filtration. And when we can't answer your question, we've got the whole factory here in Southern California to back us up with software and the next level of RO support.
Absolutely.
But what you said is important, because when you talk about staying with, when you stay in a standard system, it makes life so much easier. I don't know how many times, whatever we've done, any project in our life, once you go and try to customize it, now you're in no man's land.
Exactly.
You can't get a part to fix it. The system's going to be down for longer than it should. So if you can stay in a standardized fashion with ROs, it just makes your life much easier.
One of the newer trends too that we're seeing is standardization of the installation. So we do offer an optional skid for this equipment, where you can put your pre-treatment, your post on there, and then every time you put that into application, it's the same way.
Yep.
So going 5 years from now, you get a phone call, the dealer's responding to a technical question. They know exactly how it was installed each and every time. And, and again, we've created the skid and all the different parts and pieces to make it a turnkey solution. And
that's what we're offering through the partnership too, where you can pick the corresponding or the correlating ion exchange for pre-treatment, and the same with the post with remineralization or whatever is required. I understand that a lot of people have their own ion exchange softeners. So our only advice there is, we don't hold it against you if you're not buying this one, but use the same one over and over and over, so that you have the same setup every time.
Exactly.
We've all been through plenty, where we end up with 10 different things out on the field, and it's just, it's not fun.
Absolutely.
So I think the basic offering today is really ion exchanges, pre-treatment, or chemical feed, chemical injection.
Chemical injection, general like filtration, your granulated activated carbon, zeolite media filtration. As far as applications go, some of the smaller capacity units can be definitely used for whole house point of entry, reverse osmosis solutions, all the way to like small manufacturing, food and beverage, food service. I mean, and it goes on and on. I mean, there's just
agriculture. All sorts of industries require RO water, if it's for the final rinse or if it's for a product. There's a lot of applications, and we don't need to tell the dealer base. You guys have all run into them. But what we're trying to show is the efficiency that now you can know it's in local stock. We're here today in our California warehouse, where we've got inventory, and we've also got it down in Houston, Texas, and in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. So you're within a few days of being able to receive a system. You can use the brochure and just place an order, or you can reach out and we'll get that order placed for you and walk you through whatever you need. Any final thoughts for folks?
I just want to say, from all of us at Axeon, thank you for this opportunity to, the Elbi of America and the family of companies. And, we're really looking forward to a partnership. We know for many years we've seeked out a partnership like this to bring our products, easier, faster, better to the dealer network. And I think it's going to be great. So thank you for that.
We're very excited. And, when you're around long enough, it's like, okay, we know that this is available, and what's different? Well, what's different now is we've defined the products that are used over and over and over again, and now we've put them strategically across the country. And then you've got the support, for replacement or for technical troubleshooting. The support's local and available. So between leveraging both of our strengths is where the partnership just makes a lot of sense.
I agree. I agree. Well, thanks,
brother.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging with us today. And grab this brochure and share it with a friend. And check out chesterpaul.com or Axeon.com. And did I get that right?
AxeonWater.com or AxeonSupply.com. One or the other.
Axeon Water, chesterpaul.com. Have a great day. Bye.